Good morning, travelers, wanderers, adventurers, and friends. My name is Chris Capper. Today we're at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado, right in the foothills of the snow-capped Rocky Mountains. And it is such a gorgeous day to be showing you this 2025 Newmar Dutch Star 4369, which is just such a work of art. This particular coach is going to have the sea spray graphics on the outside, and these sea spray graphics is going to be done with BASF Masterpiece paint finish. So just looks absolutely beautiful. I love it. A little bit about what's powering this engine right here, or this coach right here. It is a Cummins L9 turbo diesel fuel injected 8.9 liter diesel engine with an Allison 6-speed transmission. You have a 3-stage engine compression brake, 450 horsepower, 1,250 foot-pounds of torque, 15,000 pounds of tow capacity, and you can put pretty much whatever you want back there as long as it's within that 15,000. So this is going to drive so great because we have a 288-inch wheelbase, and we have these massive Michelin 365 70 R22.5. These are going to be the XEAs on the front. Now, no other brand is going to have as large of a tire with as many plies as what we have, what Newmar uses on their coaches. You'll see that beautiful Alcoa Durabrite aluminum rim right there. And so when you take these big tires, the wheelbase, the engine, this is going to have comfort drive on it. Independent front suspension right here. We have V-Ride in the back. In addition to that, we have the Ultra Steer, so I have a 52-degree wheel cut right here. I have a 12-degree wheel cut on the back, that Ultra Steer tag axle. So you're going to get a really good turning radius on something like this, even though it is 43 feet 9 inches long, 13 feet 1 inches high, and about 8.5 inches wide. It's still going to drive so well. And then using the Star foundation, I'll show you that in a moment, keeps the center of gravity low. And with the Freightliner system in there, not only do you have the collision mitigation system, the adaptive cruise control, lane tracking assist, you also have electronic stability control and an anti-roll piece in there too. It's just going to make this such a safe coach, so easy to drive to get you and your family safely to wherever it is. So whether you're on the sunny beaches of Clearwater, Florida, or you're up here in the ski resort towns of Aspen, you're going to get there safely, you're going to have fun, and you're going to be doing it right. So here I'm going to have the first of two, the other one's on the other side, dual fuel diesel that's going to fill this right here, 150-gallon tank. You'll notice I have my docking lights on. Right above this, you'll notice that this slide is a flush mount slide. So that's going to help keep the wind and noise to a minimum, because it's not something that's catching like you'll see on a lot of the other coaches. So coming back here, notice that I have the nice chrome package installed. So just makes it look extra sharp. And that also gives me the ability, all these right here are lockable on my storage bays. And now in this particular storage bay, I have a Dometic CFX 3 cubic foot. And look how far this comes out. 3 cubic foot refrigerator, freezer, however you want to utilize this. So you can put your meats there, your drinks here. You can do it either way you want. So I have 2 separate control. Now this will run off 12 volt or 110, and I've got both of those there. Typically you'll have that on 12 volt because it's just going to be super efficient that way. The reason this comes out so far is that when this slide is out, I can still access anything I need to in there. And I believe they started this in 2025. You have a nice little shelf up here as well, just to get a little bit more usage of that space. So I don't want to forget, but right above this, you'll notice that I've got a nice window awning right here, and I've got 2 on the other side you'll see. But above that, I have these massive Girard Nova awnings. I have 2 of these. These are just a feat of engineering. They come out about 10 feet straight, and then you can see how they arc down I've seen these get hit with a 25, 35 mile an hour wind, get wrapped up, and still go back in and work perfectly afterwards. And then coupled with that, we also have the door awning as well. And then on every single slide, you won't see, you can kind of see it up there, but on every single slide, there is the Girard slide out covers. And you can see they have brushes up there, so that brushes that clean as that's coming in and going out. So just everything that you could want in a coach has been added to this Dutch Star. So here I have a nice 43-inch Samsung 4K ultra high definition television, and this is going to be linked to the inside. So whether you're streaming on the Starlink system that's installed, or whether you want to put a satellite on there, whatever it is, you can actually watch that right here. So maybe you're watching the races or the games, or maybe you just want to listen to this nice Bose soundbar and you don't really want to watch TV. So you can actually have the source of this soundbar, 3 different sources. Your TV, you can have it from your Sirius AM, FM capable stereo on the inside by just switching this little switch. But you can also Bluetooth directly into that. So maybe you have some songs that you've downloaded, you just want to listen to them out here. And then while you're Bluetoothing, you can actually have your phone plugged in. I have a USB-A and a USB-C connection, plus I have on this outlet 2 110s. So I can go ahead and connect whatever I need to there. And then again, I have a nice metal slam latch there, which is just gonna make this last for years to come. Now I'm gonna open all these at once, so you can just see how much storage space we have. So I have 2 pass-throughs and I have 1 3/4. These can hold 100 pounds. Times 10, order of magnitude off there, right? So 1,000 pounds this can hold. And so you can pull that out pretty far. The goal is that when the slide is out, you can still access the majority of what you need to. It also opens up on the other side. Now, if you look in there, you'll see those rails. This is on that Freightliner custom chassis. And these rails, you'll see are right here. And then the Star Foundation stands for strong, true, and robust, comes all the way to the edges of the side and comes down. And then these trusses come down below the rails. And what that means for you is a lower center of gravity. So that coupled with the comfort drive, coupled with the big tires, this is going to just get you where you need to go so easily. I've had people that have had motorhomes for quite a long time, and then they drive a Newmar with that comfort drive, and they just are like, what was I thinking? These drive so much easier. So right behind this is a 105-gallon freshwater tank, but what you're looking at right here, this is the brains for the smart home, right? So it used to be inside the coach, now it's right here because it's a lot easier to maintain. Not that you have to maintain much, but if there is an issue, it's easy either for our techs, or if you're electronically oriented, you can go ahead and hook up your multimeter into that, check it, but it'll also have those nice little LEDs that'll show you if there is an error. So you can just take that, look at it in your owner's manual, or even go on to Noogle and check that out there. So again, big tires. Now these are going to be the 315/80s on the back, and they are the again, big Michelin tires. My steerable ultra steer tag axle right there is what's going to give me a 12 degree radius on that. 15-gallon diesel exhaust fluid right here. I can also fill that from the other side. Right above this is going to be that emergency evacuation door or emergency egress door, but most of all, us are just going to be using that to load the rear of the coach. So you just hand up the box to your spouse, your partner, and they can take it from there. Here I've got 2 large batteries that's going to crank that engine right up for you. Now it's nice about here, well first let's just take a step back and look at that nice paint job. Got that nice fin. You see I have 2 cameras here, okay? And this has the OmniView 360 camera system on it, which is just gives you that bird's eye view looking straight down the coach. And it just makes these things so much easier to drive, especially in tighter places. Now, if you're going to be hooking up to your coach, to a stackable trailer or to your towed, whatever it is, you can also get a tight view. Now, what we're looking at right here is going to be, this is my 15,000 pound tow hitch right here, and I can put 1,500 pounds of vertical. So if you are using a stackable or a trailer behind it, just make sure you're within that limit. And then I have everything here that you need to hook up, your 7-way cameras. This is pre-wired for your one pretty easily. So I turned this light on for you just to make it a little bit brighter in there, but that's that big 8.9 liter Cummins engine, and man, does she purr. So I've got an engine block heater right here, which we don't have it connected right now, a little warm for that. And then everything in here is going to be super easy to go ahead and work on. Whether you are a handy person, I know I'm not when it comes to this stuff, so I'm going to bring it into Transwest. We have award-winning service department right here. One of the few dealerships in the country that actually does chassis work. So whether you are a semi-truck driver or a firefighter or an RVer, you can bring it here, we'll take care of you. The people whose livelihoods and whose lives depend on our service team, they come to Transwest to get their vehicle serviced. So I am proud to work here. All right, let's come around this side. Well, you'll see we have this nice big side radiator, and so that's why we have all that extra space in the back to be able to access everything. Right below that's going to be my mud guard, rock guard, whatever you want to call it. It's going to help mitigate anything from kicking up and hitting your tow vehicle or whoever's behind you. And you notice we do have the chrome pieces on that as well, just to make it look super nice and symmetrical. The other side of my diesel exhaust fluids right there. Now, here's a little spot that you can store things in that you're okay with getting a little bit wet or dirty, and what I recommend is putting your stinky slinky in there. Now, you don't have to have it, but if you're going to be prepared, because you know Murphy's Law, things are going to happen. So why don't you have to have it? Well, because I have this really cool, best-in-class Thetford Sanacon macerator system. So what that is, basically it just blends all the solid waste in there, and that actually allows me to take this 20-foot hose, whether it's uphill or downhill. I can hook up up to 200 feet of hose from that unit through there, and I can go uphill or downhill with that without an issue. Now, why would you have an extra stinky slinky? Because sometimes things break, especially if you have kids putting combs or something in there, that could cause an issue. So you always want to be able to do a gravity drain, and right here is your gravity drain for that. So Newmar, their taglines, when you know the difference, they think of these things to take care of you. So let's start on the left right here. We have a nice hot and cold outdoor shower, whether you just want to clean up after emptying your tanks. By the way, I have a 75-gallon gray and a 55-gallon sewer. So you can clean up there. That's my little button to turn that blender on, my water pump button. I've got my black tank flush right there. And then my low point drains, and there's also one back there as well. Looking over here, I can keep my paper towels right there, and then I have a whole house water filter right here, and I have another one inside as well. So this is cool because it's on a power hose reel, so I can just hook up my fresh water here, and then when I'm done, I just hit that button and bring it right back in. So very, very easy. You notice that this is currently in the manual fill. For the most part, when you're camping, you're going to want to keep that in autofill, because that way you can actually control it from the inside. And then lastly, I did skip this, sorry about that. This is my for winterization. So when I want to winterize, I just change these valves right here, pop this into my winterization fluid, hit the water pump on, and that's how you begin the process. It's not a complicated process, but you got to make sure you do it right. We do have that option available here. We can take care of you with that when it's time. So in here I have a 50-foot, 50-amp power cord reel. So man, that's going to help minimize how much extra power cord that you need. Being 50 feet, a lot of other ones are 25 or 33 foot. This gives you that 50, so maybe instead of bringing another 50, maybe just bring in a 25 foot if you need it. For the most part, that's going to hook up wherever you want to go. Got a nice surge protector in my power transfer switch right there, so pretty nice. You'll notice all these compartments are lit with a nice LED strip light. Now, one of my favorite features that Newmar went to over 20 years ago is this Oasis Chinook system. This is a 50,000 BTU diesel and electric, so hydronic heater. So it's basically a furnace. It's going to heat not only your water, it's going to heat the inside of your coach, and it's going to heat your basement. So every compartment that's between these two axles is going to be heated. Now, AquaHot, there's a lot of people have AquaHots, and AquaHot's a good company. They're headquartered here in Colorado. But what makes this superior is a few basic things. First and foremost, it's 50,000 BTU. I've got two electrical elements. Both of those electrical elements produce more heat than what you see on the AquaHot 450D. In addition to that, it's a stainless steel tank where that diesel burner is, and it's also a larger stainless steel tank. Now, the coup de grace here is going to be that this is a low pressure system, not a high pressure system, whereas that's what the AquaHot is. So that means low pressure means easier to maintain, uses less fuel, makes less noise, produces less exhaust. When you see people out in the Gulf or in the Atlantic or Pacific in those big $1 million yachts, and they need one of these, a lot of times you'll see them with an Oasis style system. So this is just the other side of those pass-throughs. So I've got that one. We've already seen this one, so I'll just kind of do a quick little looky-loo. Both of these come out. Now, this is the money, literally and figuratively. So, lithionics. So this is going to be certified UL, listed right here, means it's tested, and they test it to try to make it fail. What this means is that this is going to be one of the safest batteries. This is made in the United States down in Clearwater, Florida. I'm going to visit my daughter in her new house out in St. Pete. I'm going to take a factory tour while I'm there, give you some more information about it. But these have a nice Bluetooth app that'll tell you the health of each particular cell inside that. Now this is 960 amp hours, right? So this is a big upgrade. On the right of this right here, you'll see I have the Victron Energy Multi-Plus 12 volt, 3000 pure sine wave inverters and chargers. What that means is not only do I not just have one, I've got two. So when I'm driving down and it's hot outside and I want to have that front air conditioner running without having to have my generator on, it's simple. You just turn it on, because this extra inverter right here will go ahead and take care of that. We've got a beefy alternator right there. It's going to be constantly charging these batteries. So I can be going down in Phoenix in June next month, August, and it'll be 120 degrees outside, but it can be a nice 68 degrees inside. That's how I like it. Now, my wife would be talking about it being 74 degrees. That's how she likes it. So here, my other side of my diesel dual fuel. And then right behind this is going to be a metal piece on both sides. So if you did have any road debris or sudden loss of tire pressure in there, it's not going to cut that for you. So just a safer way to RV. Now, this is my interior chassis stuff. So I've got those fuses right there. Again, I have red LED lights. If one of those goes bad, it's going to be telling you about it. Pop this, and while we're coming around here, just want to note that I do have the side view cameras right here, and then heated chrome mirrors. So I have pneumatic struts right here. Again, I turned this one on ahead of time. I have a 10,000 watt Cummins quiet diesel generator. That's running right now. It's not loud at all. So to the right of that, and by the way, easy to maintain. There's a little pull out over here. This whole piece will slide out. And I've got my two Hadley air horns right there. Hot water line coming from your Oasis system. So you turn your Oasis on. If you've been driving around in the southeast during the particular times of the year, you're gonna have those love bugs or whatever other kind of critters on there. It's the easiest way with hot water to spray that on to get those off. I've got some air lines right there. My car horn's up here. Everything is very easy to maintain, dash air conditioner. And then I have my hydraulic system down here. Now this is gonna use the HWH hydraulic system. I had a 1986 Georgie Boy Encounter. That thing was 20, 30, 40 years old. 30 years old when I got it. The HWH hydraulic system still works perfectly. So pretty cool. Now if we look at this beautiful windshield, that's gonna be bonded to the frame right here. So it'll let you see where you're at. And then right in the middle of that, you're gonna see that mobile eye that's gonna give you all those safety pieces that I mentioned in the first part of the video. And then they also redesigned this front where these lights just look really sharp. I've got the lights down here, up here. Just looks really nice. Speaking of lights, before we go inside, under my slide outs, I do have a light bar under there as well. We've optioned that in. So that way at night, it just has a really cool look. And then again, as you can see, all my awnings are lit too. So getting in here, if your friends are coming over for dinner, they can just hit that doorbell right there and that'll just let them know you're here, or vice versa. I've got a locking mechanism and a keyless entry on this nice big grab bar. So if I want to lock this, I'll just hold this number 1 down. It'll lock this door. If I keep holding it down, it locks all of my compartment doors. I can leave my keys in there, lock everything, go out, come back, put my code in there, beep, 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 unlocks it. So opening this, you'll see these nice steps come out to greet me. They are also chromed. On here, I've got nice light up well here, and then I have storage in both of these right here. So whether you want to store your flip-flops, your dog leashes, whatever it is that you might need when you're going out, it's a good place to put it. Now, as you'll notice that this piece right here, this will come out all the way and come up to be even with the deck. So that way, whoever's sitting in the passenger seat or the co-pilot seat doesn't have to worry about having a Grand Canyon underneath them. There is also a nice little screen here. And then I'd like to invite you to come on in. And then what I want you to look at is when I'm opening these up, and now that's using hydraulic on the full wall slide. So this is a 3 slide. So I've got 2 on the passenger side and then this full wall slide on the driver's side. So everything is really easy to access. You can get to the bed, you can get to the mid bath, you can get to your refrigerator, you can get to your freezer, you can get to the microwave, any of that stuff. So if you're looking at the cabinetry here, we have the Stratton decor and the the Morel glazed maple hardwood, and this is in the suede finish. So it's a really cool hardwood finish here. That all of this right here is done in the factory by Newmar. They run it through the joiners, the planers. They do all of the painting, the glazing, all of those elements are done inside the factory, and they do such a good job. I think you'd agree. Now I'm going to put this bed slide out, and with this bed slide, what we're looking at here is it's a king bed with a radial. And so Newmar invented the slide back in 1989. It is just the easiest, most efficient slide possible. I mean, it's just good Amish engineering with that. Looks kind of like a spoke gear that just lines up to a piece of tubular metal. For every 12 inches, for every 1 rotation, the slide goes in or out 12 inches. So join me in the bathroom. First, look at this nice cathedral ceiling. So this is this is the largest bathroom shower in the Dutch Star line. So we'll just kind of start with that. So in here, you'll notice we do have the helper handle. I have an adjustable piece right here, so I can make this go up or down, but I can also just take this off. So if I want to just clean my from under bits, and then I have a nice little rain head shower. Now, what is this blue glowing light? What this means is I have my aqua view on. So if I turn this, rotate this into the recirculation mode, it's going to take the water through the Oasis system and then dump it into your potable water tank, 105-gallon tank. And it's going, as soon as that's hot, this is going to turn like red, like the Eye of Sauron, and you know it's nice and hot for you. So the only remaining cool water will be the water that's in this little pipe and then what's here to here. So just going to make it a lot more, I'm sorry, this is your recirc feature, that's your flow. You also have a nice little teak seat right here, so whether ladies you want to go ahead and shave your legs, or you just had a hard day on the river or in the mountains or at the beach and you just want to take a nice chill, have the hot water or cool water hitting you, you're good to go. So now this does open very easily, nice and glass. I've got nice 2 towel spaces right here. And then right behind that's going to be my porcelain toilet. Now this is a macerator toilet as well. Place for my toilet paper. And now this is that egress door. This basically opens up, and then there's a chrome telescoping ladder right behind this false panel. So now if I'm in here, now I don't really care, my wife does. If either one of us are in here and you want some additional privacy, you don't have to get your phone out to do it, although you could. You can just push this button right here. And that gives you the privacy that you deserve. So in here, I'm just going to open this whole bad mamma jamma up. So look at how much space we have. So if you'll notice, this bar goes across the entire width of the coach, and then all of these adjustable shelves. So maybe if I do need some more space, I can take 1 or 2 or 3 of these off, and then I have a nice place above here and also down there. Shoe garage right here, or U garage, whatever you want to put in there. It's all up to you. 2 more adjustable shelves over here and a safe. So whether you have some personal protection, some Rolex watches, or some jewelry, not a bad place to store that. So, and then 2 lights on here. I did turn these on earlier. Now, if you would like, we can actually make those motion controlled for you. So that way, as soon as you open it, and then it'll time out after a bit. So looking at this side, we've got another 2 little places on the his and her sink, or his and his, or hers and hers, we don't care. We've got 2 places for your hand towels. And then look at all this massive amount of space right here. And notice that on each shelf, I've got this nice carpet lining here, plus I have a 110 outlet right here. So if you want to have your razors, your toothbrushes, your curling irons, hair dryers, any of that, you can have it plugged in there, and so you don't have to keep it out on your counter. Now we have this really nice backsplash that's going to be throughout the coach, and then this nice beveled solid surface countertop with an undermount sink that's just really beautiful. And then when, fellas, if you're shaving here, you can just push that, and that's going to go ahead and seal that shut, and then you push it again, opens it up, lets it for drain. So again, we're going to open up these right here, and let's just see how much space we have. So I got 3 drawers right here, soft close. And then you'll notice when I'm opening these, a lot of times there's going to be a chain here. Why is that chain there? It's going to keep you from actually hitting the back of that, make it run a little bit better. And then my Oasis heating is going to be right here. Now, you might say, well, that's nice, but what am I standing on? I'm standing on this beautiful porcelain flooring. Guess what's under this flooring? Heat. This entire coach, front to back, that everything that's inside the slides is gonna be heated all the way up to the front cabin, right behind those chairs, and then all the way to here. Additional, I have another heat source in here, and that's gonna be my 3 air conditioner are all gonna be heated as well. So I have a heat pump in there, keep you warm in the warm in the not too cold, and then you can also have the electrical elements or the diesel element. So before I forget, thank you for reminding me, Jody, we have this stackable washer and dryer, because man, sometimes you just don't want to put your clothes washing them where somebody else did. You know, maybe somebody just threw in all their grease rags after working on their 28-year-old diesel coach, and now you get all that stuff on you. So you have your own washer and dryer right here, and this is vented outside, so it's going to definitely dry faster than it would be if it was non-vented. And then I'd like to show you the star of the show. I have this nice door that opens up, and look at my cameraman, what a good guy he is. So got a full length mirror on that, so you can see how pretty you are. And then right here, I've got a 110 outlet that I also have a USB-A and a USB-C connection. So what's cool about that is that when I'm hooking up my phone, I can actually hook it into there, bring it through here, and set it right there. So that way it's charging, and then I can just have my cord out there, so it's not really making a big mess. So if we look in here, I've got 4 nice European lined hinges. So you can see the hinges right here, a little pneumatic strut. Right behind that is going to be another 110 outlet. And then on each side is identical. I also have a piece right here in this carpeted storage area, a piece that I can put any breathing. If you need any breathing help, you can run that right through there. If you don't want it above you, you can also have it down below you. So let me show you how you do that. So let's pop open this. So if you'll notice, on each side, I can actually have a breathing machine down there, and I could have it plugged in through this hole as well. So whichever way you want to do it, it's there for you to do. Now here I've got a lot of storage space, right? So if you're a hunter, you want to store your rifles, shotguns, or here maybe just some extra blankets. I've got 2 folding chairs and an extra table leaf there. And then this is a super solid base right here with nice struts. Makes it easy to open and close. And then this right here is just like, feels like velvet. It's just so nice. So before, I don't want to forget this, if we're looking straight up right here, all down the center of my coach is going to be this beautiful display. So, but what is here? This right here is going to be my HVAC system. So my air conditioners are running through that, and what's really cool about that is as that air is coming down, when your slides are all in, it's coming down and it's basically circulating properly. It's not coming down on the tops of your slides. We ain't got no time for that, fool. It's just coming down and getting a good convection, so everything is cool or warm the way you want it. All right, another smoky mirror right here. And I'm sorry, but we're gonna slide back here. We've got two windows on each side that I can open up. So if you want to smell that beautiful ocean breeze coming in, or the mountain flowers, you can do it. And then I can also raise and lower those. So you can notice right now I have the day shades on, but we can also drop the night shades as well. All right, sorry about jumping around a little bit, guys. Right over here is going to be, you're going to be using this a lot. So right in the middle, I've got another Samsung 4K Ultra High Def TV. So whether you are, again, streaming, satellite, whatever it is that you want, or even over the air, you can watch that. Got 2 nice shirt closets right here. I'm going to open both of them for you, so you can just see how much storage you have here. So just think about how much closet space we got, guys. We have all that closet space in the back, over just about 8 feet of horizontal storage, and then I have more of it right here. So shutting these, you'll notice that I have 5 drawers. One of them's not a drawer, it's a fake out. This one comes out farther because I need to be able to access the back of this, right? And this is here. So it's just more of a slide out right there. Soft close. Coming over here, I got this nice, again, super high polished solid surface. And this right here is going to be whether you're hooking up a game console, whether you're hooking up, you have an NVIDIA Shield Pro, that's how I watch my streaming, whether it's a Blu-ray player, whether it is a Wally or a satellite box, that's where you would set it up. So this is adjustable. You could take the whole piece out or just adjust that up or down as needed, and everything is run. Now, all your video stuff is going to be run through a Cat 6 cable. So again, best in class. So I think oh, one more thing. If you notice, right on the other side of this window is going to be my awning. And so I can actually control that right here and just bring that in. So it's good to have the awning out at night. If you're not in hurricane force winds, you should be good. And it just is going to look really cool, but it's also going to just kind of take the edge off of that early morning sun coming in. Now, unless you're a lifer, adult Marine or Navy or Army, thank you for your service, by the way. I was in for a short time, but I still don't always make my bed, right? Sometimes you're on vacation. Do you really need to make your bed? Well, if you don't want to make your bed, you can just shut this very heavy door, shuts all the way to the side. And that way, when you have guests coming over, you have your own private area. And then if they need to use the bathroom, they can just come right here into this storeroom. So I'm gonna kind of step in here. Again, I'm on a porcelain macerator level toilet. I've got this beautiful artisan glass bowl sink, more storage here. More storage here. And then right over my head, see if I can do this, I have my circuit breakers here, and then I have my fuses here, and everything is nicely labeled for the fuses. My inverter box is here, and then all my circuit breakers, of course, are labeled as well. So it just makes it very simple. Now, in each bathroom, so this bathroom and the last bathroom, there is a KIB, which I'll show you that in the living room, a little LED monitor panel, but there's also a Rainmaster fan, and this has a rain override on it, so you can go ahead and have that going. And then again, same situation I had with the shades, and then we got 110 right here in my GFCI. Down here, more storage, and ta-da! It's kind of fun, isn't it? All right, thank you for having fun with me. So before we get to the kitchen part, we talked a little bit about this being a smart home, right? So there's Newmar's home screen when you know the difference, because they've been doing this business since 1968, and they really take care of their customers. So if I go to the home, I can turn on my water pump right here. Remember we talked outside about having that in that autofill position? So I can top off and autofill that from the inside or from my app. Everything on this right here, I can just get this app and pair it to my phone, and everything that you're seeing me here and doing, you can just do that with your phone. So I can top off autofill, I can turn my block heater on as long as it's plugged in. I can turn my lights on per kitchen or the entire thing, and even operate my TV lift. My power is going to show me where my power is at right now, generator, etc. Auto gen start, I can set this to, if it gets too hot in here, for my pets, I can actually have the generator turn on, and it'll cool that down, that's what's on right now. Talked about the floor heat. I've got a front, a mid, and a rear, and I can set that to low, medium, or high. Don't need that today. And then my fan control here, there's that rain override I talked about. And then my HVAC system. So I can play with this right here. I can go to my kitchen, living room, bedroom. There's 3, and they all have that heat pump on it. I can set this in eco mode. Now we talked about the Oasis. I've got the burner aspect. I've got AC1 and 2 AC units. Now you might wonder, what's this still room heater for? This room gets so hot that when this is on, that you have an option to turn that off right there. You can also, everything that I'm showing you right here, you can access that on any of these small panels. A little easier to do it here. Now if I want to go to the individual rooms, I can mess with the lights right here. because all lights off will turn all the lights off, but all lights on will only turn the main lights on. So that way, if you hit all lights on and your partner's still in bed sleeping, the reading light doesn't come on and blast them in the face. All right, so right below this right here is going to be my whole house vacuum cleaner, and then this right here is going to just sweep stuff right in there. See my... Okay, kitchen time. Here we go. So this right here is an auto on light lamp. So when this is open, that's on. These are self-locking drawers. I mean, we have to push it, they're locked in. So that way, when your pantry items, you can get all the way to what's in the back of that, and yet you don't have to worry about that sliding out while you're driving, hitting that bump. And honestly, when you hit a bump in this right here, it's really, or like a pothole or something, it's not too bad because we do have that independent front suspension. Let me just make sure I got this right. 19,000 pound front axle, 20,000 pound drive axle, 12,000 pound tag axle. Heavier axles than anyone I know in this size coach. So I got ice maker, plenty of space right here for all my frozen goods. I can get the water right out of the door so I don't have to open it as much. And then I have 1, 2, 3 shelves right here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 6, and then I have 1, 2, 3 drawers. Now what's cool about this, it is taped, so I'm not going to demonstrate that. If you do have some juice or wine or whatever it is here, actually wine you should have on its side, but if you have something that's tall, this will just fold right down into here and give you additional space right here. So I've got an extra water filter, so that way your bourbon or your scotch tastes just as good with that good water on your ice. And if you do use ice, I like a couple, and or plus all your water that you're filling up is going to taste good. If you cut some onions and you got a little extra and you're going to save it for sauteing them later, you can keep them in here and not have to worry about it stinking everything up because we have an air filter on this as well. So this is a 19 point something cubic foot Whirlpool residential piece. Sticking with the kitchen, let's come over here. I've got more storage up here, more storage here, here, and here. So this right here, this is all my owner's manuals right here, all the fun stuff. Please read your manuals, but you don't need to bring that with you because Noogle is going to have all your manuals and schematics to where you can just download that right to your phone, laptop, or tablet. This is adjustable right here as well. And then right here, you'll see all my color codes for that sea spray paint. So if I need to get any, we do give you some samples, but if you need to order it in the future, that's it. Newmar Country Club, always recommend joining them. They're a great organization that looks out for the Newmar owners, and you can learn a lot, you'll make new friends, and their annual rally, that there's a lot of quarterly and monthly rallies locally, but their annual international rally, they'll have their techs there, and they do good service for you. Okay, more storage up here, and then adjustable storage right here. This is the box for the Starlink. This right here is the exact same convection microwave oven that I have. So you can do steaming, you do have to put the water in there when you do that. You can do air frying, you can do convection roasting, convection baking, all the stuff that you want to do. There's a grill function, pretty cool. Now, this is really cool. Induction cooktop. Any of you guys know me, you know I like induction. Why? Because not only, well, with this one, I can take this right outside and cook outside. I've got a good sunset going, I might want to cook out there. Or if it's a little stinky stuff, like some fresh trout I might have caught. My wife's not a fan of that. So with this induction cooktop, the magnetic coils heat up the interior of your pan or your pot. It's the most efficient, 85–90% most efficient way of cooking. There's no combustible flames, there's no exhaust. It's going to cook it faster than gas, and you don't have to worry about, oh, now I have another fuel source. So I can set the exact temperature, I can set the time, and we're good to go. On each of these right here, I have a cutting board. So I can just flip that over, use that cutting board, dice those onions, and make mama happy. Right here, this is a flow and spray, and then I have this beautiful deep sink on that, and I've kind of got that bronze gunmetal Got more storage down here, and both of these right here pop out. A little spot for your trash. Put some trash bags here, put some other stuff right there, and then just soft close as well. And then just to the left of that is going to be this little felt liners. That's to store these right here, so you have a place for it. Fisher Paykel, the most efficient way of doing your dishes. You can stack all your dishes in there, wash them once a day. It's going to use less water than washing them separately by hand, and you can sanitize them. So my interior shades I can control with these, front and back. And then outside, this is the remote for my awnings. So I can see what channel I'm on, and then go to in, and they'll come in. This is your awning manual. You get it. So what's cool about this is I get even more space. 17 inches by 21 inches long. Thank you, Katie. And she wrote that. And then I have 2 more drawers right here. All right, so we covered that. Where are we going to be eating? Well, I think we're going to be eating over here. So I have more storage space here. I can store whatever you might think fits there. Beautiful window. We also did add that extra window in the kitchen. That's an optional add-on. Now these are pretty cool and comfortable. But what's neat about this right here, as far as these chairs go, this rolls out. I can pop my extra table in there and have those additional chairs. Now what's so neat about this is maybe I just want to have like this set up in between my living room area. So that way I can have the popcorn, the chips, the vegetables, the dip, all of that. What's also neat about this is I can plop this out. I can have my monitor right here, and I can have, maybe you bring a little extra chair, or you can just use one of these comfortable chairs, and you can have your monitor coming down through this. I've got 2 110 outlets, a USB-A and a USB-C, and then I have storage under here, so I can have my computer down there plugged in, and I have another little drawer right here. And I can be doing my day trading, my stocks, or maybe I'm just IT guy working from home. I used to be one of those guys. So, and then this just rolls, or not rolls, but slides right back in there. And now, if you'll notice, this right here, they have the file accessory on this, so you can actually put your files in that. And then I have 2 more drawers here. All these are going to be soft close. 2 110 outlets, all the USB on each side. And if you'll notice as I'm putting this back, this is a flush mount slide out. So it's very easy to maintain these porcelain tiles. Now, just so I don't forget, I got more storage here. All that's going to be carpet lined. Maple hardwood. This is maple hardwood. And it's got those nice, the way that's screwed in is very nice. So sitting here, I usually have it cooler than my wife. So here I've got a nice spot where I can keep my remotes, and down here she can keep her blankets. And nice brass hinges, a little place for my beer or my scotch. And then I've got a USB charging outlet on each side. And then these right here are electric. So this is electric theater seats. And I'm not going to put it all the way down, but it goes down good enough to have a good 2 or 3 hour nap in it. If I'm going to come over here, I can actually just hit my TV lift up, because guess what? It's time to watch some TV. So I'm actually doing Andor Season 2. Pretty cool so far. So that is another 4K ultra high definition Samsung television, which really gives us a great theatrical experience when you couple that with, sorry, it's just the protective film on top of it, but when you couple that with this nice Bose soundbar right here, that just gives you, makes the speech easier to understand, especially if you're watching a Christopher Nolan movie. that's going to be helpful. It's going to give you a better theatrical experience. So again, here I can have, if I am hooked up to satellite, or if I have a satellite up there, I can hook it in right there. Streaming is what I'm going to use, and then I have the cables right here, Blu-ray, DVD source, and then satellite source. This is probably where I put my NVIDIA Shield actually, so that way I could access it elsewhere. And then more storage here. Under this, behind this right here is a lot of insulation, but there's a beam that goes across this entire slide that's going to make it last longer and not dip. Right here I've got my tri-fold sofa sleeper, so you can actually sleep 2 full-size adults on that. But when you're not doing that, you actually have a very comfortable sofa. And then a little bit more storage on both of these, but I want to point out, I guess I'll show you that real quick. So it's identical across for me, and then we have this beautiful backlit fascia, and it just looks so great. So let's get to the very front. We're just about done. Thank you for sticking with me. So this is going to be my ultra wide. So if you just live a little bit on the larger side, or maybe you have your dog is going to be sitting up here with you, this is that bigger seat. Now when these turn around, and both of these do, there are, at first these are both heated, and there's also a recliner, so when this is turned around, you can have that recliner out, you can have it heated, so just another heat source. Right next to it is new for 2025 is going to be that extra screen, so it's got the navigation, the cameras, all that there. So the co-pilot, when the co-pilot hears from the pilot, hey, I'm running low on fuel, they can set the next fuel stop right there. And then there's going to be a nice 110 outlet. And then when you look just beyond that, new for 2025, you can turn all the lights on or all the lights off with that button going in or out of the coach. So I'm not going to go into too much on this side because you've already heard enough from me today, but do want to show you right here. This is doesn't look right with all the slides out, but you get that top-down view, and that way you can see where you're at. And then I can go ahead and adjust by just pushing. I don't have to worry about all this other stuff. I can just push this right here, and it's going to cycle through all my different views. So really, really nice. With the new Freightliner system right here, the OptiView system that you've got, everything I can just control it with my hands right here. And then this is telescoping and tilt steering. My pedals come in and out with a little button right here. And this right here is customizable, so you can actually customize this with the gauges and everything that you want to see the easiest. My 3-stage engine brake right here, so I can hit this. Sorry, I hit the wrong one. Off, low, and then all the way on. And then I also have my manual and my automatic, so I can set this in drive and then set that. So if I'm going down like a really steep hill, I might have my compression brake on all the way. You can see it shows high right here. And then I might also set my gear to not get me out of 3rd or 4th gear, and I can do that all right here. So I prefer driving with that in number 1, the lowest stage, even when I'm in traffic, because when I pull my foot off of the accelerator, it starts to decelerate. So it just makes for an easy experience. All of my controls that I need are right here. I do have some above me too. The new battery management system is, instead of going outside to cycle that, you can do it right here. All my Victron is here, so I can go ahead and look at all my different, each particular part, see what's happening, where my battery source is coming from, or where my power is coming from. Right above that's going to be the Starlink that we had installed. We did install a 6-gauge wire for solar, so we'd be happy to take care of that for you. I'm just going to double check to make sure I didn't miss anything. I think I got most of it. Yeah, looks like I covered just about everything. So I would like to thank you for joining me. My name is Chris Capper. I'm at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. My phone number is 813-333-2988. Please give me a call. I'll help you with this coach, test drive it, and have our award-winning service department take care of you. So thank you so much. Happy camping. Take care.